Welcome to my very first video, and I thought I was gonna do a sketchbook tour since I haven't really been doing much outside of shorts, and this way you'll be able to get to know my characters, my art. This isn't actually my most recent sketchbook. This one is. It's a lot bigger. It's the same brand of sketchbook, but it's an A4 size instead of A5. So this one I'm working on right now. It has a bunch of stuff in here. I've been working on this for quite a while, since like 2021. But I'm still working on it and it's still not finished. Yeah, I've been working on the sketchbook for like 2 years. This one, I have finished fully. It's incredibly beefy and it has a bunch of stuff in it, a bunch of memories. But yeah, most of my characters are in this, and even though it's older art, you'll at least be able to kind of get to know me. And I thought it'd be fun to talk about this. Like, this one is a gouache painting of one of my favorite OCs, Gouache. You're gonna see him a lot in this sketchbook. This is also the first sketchbook that I started to do like drawing on both sides of the sketchbook, both sides of the paper. Yeah, and the first time I did a cover for it, so yay. Starting off, it was from 2020 to 2021, so it took me about 10 months to finish this one. It's 80 pages. It's a very big sketchbook. This is a small sticker I made from one of my OCs, Joshua. I had made a pocket, which my newer sketchbook has as well, but I took off the stuff out of there and then put it in the new one. It's kind of falling apart, as you can see, but we just pretend that it's all good. I put like some goals in the beginning of the sketchbook. I sometimes like to do that, even though I usually forget them like pretty soon after I start working on the sketchbook. So the goals that I wanted to focus on more in this one was dynamic poses, color drawings, and like lighting with drawings. Character interactions, because I draw a lot of my characters but not really like them actually doing stuff together. Backgrounds, because I suck at backgrounds, and yeah, don't we all just avoid backgrounds as artists? Story stuff, because I have multiple stories that I'm working on. This was before I even thought of like the story that I'm working on most right now, which is an Omegaverse story. So yeah. And also just have fun in the sketchbook, because of course this is another old sticker I made of Gouache. So yeah, I made a little intro page. I really can't speak. So this is me, or how I drew myself before, kind of. I do have like short hair still, but my persona character has changed a lot. This is the 5th edition of this sketchbook, as in like this series of sketchbooks. Because the ones I actually have a very old one here. This is the very first sketchbook where I started numbering them. As you can see, it's like a different brand. It's way smaller. It has very old art in it. I'll go over these one day if these sketchbook tours do well. I would like to go through all of these one day, because I have a lot. I have a lot of old art. And I put like what is in it a little bit. But yeah, this is only like 20 pages, and I have 3 of these, and then from the 4th one I started in like this brand of sketchbooks with 8 pages, but I didn't start on both sides in the beginning. So you'll see that in the beginning of this sketchbook still. As you can see, it starts off with just a bunch of sketches. I don't know, I think I just wanted to kind of mess up some stuff so I wouldn't be pressured to really do much, you know, complicated things in my sketchbook. These were all kind of ideas for possible paintings or other drawings that I'd make. This one I did eventually kind of turn into a painting, but I never finished the actual painting. So yeah, here, this is like the actual better sketch of it, and I had somehow cut through this page, so I had to tape it. Great. These 2 are characters that I drew from based off of a dream that I had. So I had a dream where I drew these 2 in my dream, and you know, I have a lot of dreams where I like draw something or I find drawings of myself that I never actually made. So sometimes if I still remember them, I'll try to redraw them in real life because I wake up and then they're not actually there. So that's these two. I also did like a digital version of these. Maybe I'll be able to find it and put it on screen here, but if not, yeah, I never finished them, I think, the shading. The Neko no Basu from My Neighbor Totoro. I had finally watched My Neighbor Totoro. I had watched like other Ghibli movies like Spirited Away, but I hadn't watched some of the other very classic ones. At this point I've watched most, I think. Still not all, because there's a lot of movies. But yeah, I decided to draw the cat bus because it's very cute. Oh god. I don't know what is this face. But yeah, and just mood. This is when I started a new story. Yay. I have like 3 stories that I'm working on right now. One of them is my main story, Spellbound, which is where this guy is from. It's like a fantasy kind of adventure story with a lot of stuff going on, and it still has to be written very much. And then I have this one, which I started working on in 2020 because I wanted to have like a shorter story to work on, kind of to practice making comics and making stories and stuff without having the really long story that is Spellbound. I never named this one, but I just call it like the BL story because it's a BL. It's yay. So this is the main character, the 2 main characters of that story. We have Haruto and Aki. I do love that both of my other stories have like characters with Japanese names, although this one is set in America, but like Aki is half Japanese and Haruto is like fully Japanese, but they're both like, yeah, living in America, but they came from Japan. So yeah. So these are the 2 main characters who are in a relationship. I do still quite like these sketches, although their designs have changed quite a bit since then. Yeah, at first I liked this sketch, but now that I'm looking at it, like especially the hands, what is this? Please. I do like the Rubik's Cube though. I really like Rubik's Cubes. I can solve some of them myself, so I decided to draw them. I lost motivation though to actually color this. I never did. So I'm still drawing on 1 page here, and then I got to 2 pages. Yay! I have no idea how long this video is gonna be. It's probably gonna be really long because there's a lot to talk about and a lot of drawings. But yeah, I might have to do it in 2 parts if it ends up being really long. So we have more of Haruto. I was trying to figure out anatomy still. Even though I've been drawing for years at this point, like, how does art work? This is a mood. You know, I was still figuring stuff out. A lot of stuff is still wrong with my anatomy, even now with a lot of my arts, but I'm slowly getting better. I do like this sketch. I had drawn something else underneath here and then just covered it up. But yeah, at this point I kind of started to try to fill out the pages more and make it like a full piece, just like here. So using like washi tape, using like small sketches. So we have J-Kai again, grumpy little boy. I do really like this sketch still, like the fluffy hair, but I draw him so differently right now. I recently did a redraw, not of a sketch that was in this sketchbook, but of another one that isn't like of the numbered series. I don't know why. I made like a numbered series of sketchbooks, and then I have like other ones besides that I'm like working on in between. I don't know why I did that, because it makes it very confusing as to, yeah, how many sketchbooks I've actually finished, but it's okay. I have a main like line of sketchbooks at least. So I made like a little sketch for this one. Again, Aki and Haruto of the story. They're still very cute. I really love them. I really love this story, although right now I have paused it to work on the newer one that I have like figured out, that I have thought of, which is also a BL, but like also a Megaverse and also a murder mystery. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, stick around, because I'm gonna be telling you a lot more about that, because I'm working on the outline right now. Hopefully have that done soon, and then yeah, I'll hopefully be able to start the actual comic soon. So, small update on this comic, because I recorded this months ago, which means that since then, a lot has happened. The comic now finally has a name. It's called Lunar Synergy, and I am working on the script right now. The outline is already finished, and I'm hoping to be able to finish the script, or at least work on it enough this year to be able to start drawing it, and then releasing chapter 1 sometime this year. Can't promise it yet, because it's ending up to be quite a lot bigger than I thought it would be at first. But I'm still hoping to be able to release it this year. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I procrastinated a bit on editing this video, so someday. So yeah, more Haruto and Aki. This one's pretty cool. And this one did I ever finish that digital drawing? I think I wanted to make this into a digital drawing, but I might not have finished it. I don't know if I still have it. I might be able to find it, but yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah, this sketchbook isn't really made for marker paper, but I still use it anyways. I really like the paper because it's like kind of thick and mostly smooth, so it works well with like markers and pencils, but it is also not made for marker paper, so I always have to put something behind it whenever I'm working on it, otherwise it'll bleed through and you'll always see it on the other side, but you basically have that with any paper. So these are the two main characters of Spellbound, of Lisa and Alice, and they're like the main ones kind of going on the journey. Their designs have changed a lot since then. I mean, technically they're still similar, but they look very different. Like, it's a different vibe. And this was just a random idea I had. I kind of am obsessed with wings, as you can see. And I thought, I was really tired, and I thought, what would it be like if I had wings? So yeah, I could just snuggle up with big old feathery wings. Right, Noragami. I wanted to draw no, Yukine. I remember the name. Yato and Yukine, but I never drew Yukine. I did reuse a reference for this one, I think. There's something wrong with this arm, but okay. Yeah, I never finished this. I very rarely draw fan arts, but yeah, there's some. Wow, more sketches. He has 2 left hands. I found that out later. Which is kind of funny, but yeah. Then we have Spike, who I just couldn't nail down like a good design for with his hair. Like, either make it more floofy spiky, because his name is Spike, you know, or make it longer and more spiky. This is more like his old design, longer hair. I just couldn't really get down a good design for him, so yeah, I was struggling, but I was trying to nail down his design. Then we have Amy. This is the little brother of Lisa, and he's the one that they're looking for in the story. He has been abducted, basically, by humans. I'll like give more details on the whole story later, but he's been abducted, he's missing basically, and Lisa, and as well as Alice, who meet like right at the beginning of the story, go look for him, and then like they meet other people on the way. Amy is half oh god, am I gonna have to give out all the names? Okay. So there's dragon people, who are Denorians. They have Heavilions, who are like the bird people. And then there's Septions, which is J-Guy. He has like the insect kind of, these type of wings. So she's half Heveline, half Denorian. Which very, very rarely happens, but she's one. And her design has changed a bit as well. I like her vibe a lot more now. So yeah, and don't mind the random, yeah. This, I think, was also supposed to be me. But like, I usually draw myself with dragon wings. Sometimes I did with like more feathery wings. The tail is always kind of stayed like this, but here I tried to draw myself a bit more masculine, because spoiler alert, this was still before I had like realized a bunch of stuff about myself regarding gender. So when I'm actually drawing myself, it's still in a more feminine form, kind of like the sketches here in the beginning, where it's like still slightly feminine in a way. but this was kind of more how I really wanted to look, but just didn't want to admit yet. Oh, the first sketches of Minzar. This dude still gives me so much trouble to draw him, because he's like one of my few kind of more older looking characters, and I really struggle with drawing more adult looking older characters. Still do. But yeah, so I finally started to draw him. He's like a major part of like starting chapter 4. No, not 4, 2 of the story. So yeah, this already gives away that I'm Dutch. Great. This is a sketch that I made of one of my friends. This was right after she like cut her hair very short, and I drew this with my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand because I'm right-handed. Yay. And this is I drew together with my friend. Technically we both made kind of like this list of prompts, and we drew a character based on it. So this was my character, and I might be able to find the picture with her character as well, the one that she made. Even though she doesn't draw that often, it's still like a really fun challenge. We should really do that again. We're gonna have to do that again soon, because it's been a while. Like we've done this like twice, maybe 3 times, but it's a really fun challenge. Just think of like a few prompts and leave some things up to your own choice. Like I think the second one we left the gender up to you, but we kind of up to like whatever you wanted, but it was like a kind of magical girl vibe, but it could also be a magical boy. It was really fun. So yeah, kind of just a vibe and a few properties of the character, and then just think of the rest yourself. Oh my god, Aspen. Is this the first sketch I did of him? A lot of like characters from the story are born in here, like a lot of the more recent ones, because in yeah, a lot. Like there's more that are for the first time drawn in this. At this point there aren't that many more new ones that I'm designing, because this story already has a bunch. I'm drawing a lot of new characters for the newer story, but that's not in this one yet. So you have Aspen. I was trying to design him for the first time. He looks very different right now, but yeah, I'm gonna say that a lot. So we have Lisa, Alice. This is the script that I made for the story. So I wanted to make like keychain designs or sticker designs for all of the characters. I never finished them. I did start with this done digitally, but I never finished them. So yeah, but I did make designs. So we have Spike, who has like lightning powers. J.K. has more plant and earth powers, but more focused on plants. He's still my favorite boy, I swear. We have Joshua, one of the few fully Heavenline characters, but he has like light powers. And Amy, who has like psychic air powers. Psychic is like the purple color. My favorite color is purple. Of course I'm giving that one like a really powerful, weird ass power, because of course. And Aspen, very old design. Oh my god. He looks so different now. But yeah, Spike, I still like this sketch. It's kind of shows like the gown that he would be wearing wherever he is now. Like wherever he's kind of being held captive. As well as Aspen. Aspen is also in the same place. Aspen and Amy are in the same place as Spike is, so they meet there. So we have Aspen, and here we are, bunch of new characters. Let's go. Micah, still one of my faves, although his design has changed a lot since then. All of these, this is just a random sketch of Micah again. All of these are from one dream that I had. An insane amount of my like drawings and characters and even entire story ideas, like the BL story that I started with like Aki and Haruto, also came from a dream. The other 2 stories that I have didn't, but all of these characters did. I was just basically on an adventure with all of them, like we were a group of people. So I still kind of knew their personalities and their designs, what they look like. But Micah was kind of the cinnamon bun of the group, and he's mute, so he like didn't talk, but he did use like sign language or wrote stuff down. Jun is kind of like the mom friend of the group. He was like the leader. But yeah, this one I never really gave a name, but he reminds me a lot of Sokka from Avatar: The Last Airbender, like personality wise. And Micah is playing like a big role in the story right now. Jun I have kind of integrated into like one of the families, but I don't have an actual role for him yet, and the others aren't like fully in the story, but I might put them in somehow. So yeah. Oh wow, spicy art. Spicy art. I thought this was so like incredibly how do you call that, like a heinous art. I thought this was so extreme back then. But anyway, if only my younger self could see me now. So we have more Micah. I was really liking drawing him. This face looks so bad. The anatomy sometimes it just makes me look back, and yeah. Some things just don't look right at all. This is just a random girl. Jun being done with everyone's shit. I think this was supposed to be Aki and Haruto, like from the story, or just two random guys, because yeah, maybe Joshua. Yay. And this, I believe, was actually inspired by an Oliver Antics video where he was drawing like feet and kind of giving, and I believe it was, I might have to check before I say things, but yeah, either way, I was watching like a video where someone was giving a little tutorial about like, yo, how to draw feet in a kind of constructive way, and then I drew these shoes, which I was very, very proud of, because I kind of suck at drawing shoes, as you can see. But yeah, oh wow, I was still doing gouache in my sketchbook at this point. I haven't in my newest sketchbook at all, even though the cover is painted, but not with gouache. I don't really use gouache anymore. But yeah, this is also supposed to be me, so more how I would draw myself at that time, of course with the purple hair and the dragon wings, but still like an older version of, you know, how I would imagine myself. I'm quite proud of all the flowers, to be honest. I'm not good at drawing plants or flowers at all, but these look pretty cool. Especially with gouache, because damn, gouache is such a finicky like medium to work with, in my opinion, because all the colors dry differently than that you're putting them on. Like the lighter colors become darker and the darker colors become lighter, so it's so hard to like gauge whether you have the right color or not. But yeah, I'm curious to see how I would paint with it right now, because like my style in painting has changed a lot. Okay, then we have Noah. This is from another story that I'm working on. So technically there's 4, but I've kind of scrapped this one. It's also a murder mystery, but the main character is the actual killer of the story, so hence Noah. But that's why I'm saying this, like that would be a massive spoiler usually for the story, but I don't think I'm gonna be turning that into an actual story, because I'd never written anything down of it. Also came from a dream. I was watching an anime with that story, and then the plot twist ended up being like, oh, it's actually the shy guy from school that you like would never expect. But I was so mad at that like plot twist, because it didn't make sense. They had no foreshadowing in the entire series for it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make this story and actually make it good. And I thought it would be interesting to to write a story with the main character being the villain, the antagonist. So yeah, it's still an interesting story. I might someday make it, but right now I'm not planning to, with all the other stories I'm working on. And this is just a random Seption design, kind of based on, like, they live in various even extreme environments sometimes. I was like, oh, what would the Seption look like who has adapted to volcanoes, and yeah, with like the skills and everything. I have made like a different version digitally of a volcanic Seption later, which I think looks way better, but yeah, a random character I never drew after. Right, I was trying to do more chibi designs, which I think I'm a lot better at now. So this is me. These are all JK. Because I'm totally not like biased towards one OC. What are you talking about? One thing I love about this one is like you can see like the kind of movements of the ears. Their ears move with like their emotions, and they like vibrate when they're really happy or excited or like nervous or in other situations. But yeah. And then here, I don't know how this hair works. Like the hair looks, it doesn't make sense, but I wanted to kind of have him, you know, run his hand through his hair, so you could see his scar. But yeah, markers, let's go. And I covered that up so that I could draw 2 other OCs. I have way too many OCs. I think I recently counted them and had like more than 70. Although some of those only have like one design, or only have a design no name, or I've only drawn like once. So some might not count, but even then, like at least 50 of those are like genuine OCs. I have way too many. So Hinata and Kuro, kind of like comfort OCs. They don't have a story. I had them as like my lock screen ones, because yeah, they were more just comfort, I guess. So yeah, Hinata with like white hair, which I also had one day, who was more of, I thought like, okay, Hinata would totally wear a skirt and just go full on femboy mode, and Kuro wouldn't, but he would rock a crop top, so I wanted to draw that. So yeah, I might redraw this, to be honest. I might redraw this one. This one looks cool, but like, the idea is cool, but the anatomy just looks, yeah. Oh, this is one of my favorite drawings in this, and one of my friend's favorite drawings as well. I think shout out to you. I don't know if you want me to tell your name, but you know who you are, who like this was her favorite spread for a long time in the sketchbook. So I remember that, and this was also one of their favorite drawings, like of my friends, also of me, because I don't usually draw backgrounds like this. But it looks pretty cool. I really like the lighting that I did here, and like all of the books. I remember that this took so long. This is Alice. He loves to read, so I just imagined him like staying up so long in the library that he like fell asleep with a book on his head and like surrounded by piles of books until the sunrise. So yeah, I drew that. And here you can kind of see, this looks really cool too, like without the kind of gray overtones I did. You can see all the colors underneath. And I finally got Posca pens. I haven't drawn something in Posca pens in so long. Damn. That's why I wanted to go for the sketchbook. Every time, like, it's so many memories. This is still 2020. This is like full-on COVID. I think this was right when school had started again. Or like right before, but I think we still had like online classes. I only had these, so I had to kind of do with what I had for the colors. As you can see, Alice's shirt is actually more of like a minty green, but I only had yellow, so I did like something with yellow and blue. I think Lisa came out okay-ish here, but Alice looks way too young. He's supposed to be 19. He looks like 12 here. But okay. So yeah, I also didn't have green, so I thought I wanted to draw a cactus, because I had a phase where I really was into cacti. Still like cacti. I had like a pencil case with cacti on it before. So I thought like, okay, I do have a bunch of red. I can make a fire cactus. So this one turned out pretty funny. Right, I really wanted to get Beat Saber for VR. I don't have a VR headset yet. Even now, 3 years later. I've wanted VR for a long time, but it's pretty expensive, so yeah. But I just imagined myself like playing VR with like these colors. So this is me, still an old version. Don't yeah. A random cat. OC interactions. I was finally thinking back to like the goals that I had for the sketchbook. I did do like a sketch and all before this, and then I colored it with markers. So this is Alice and JK. JK is a tiny boy, so and Alice is like one of the tallest ones of the group. So yeah, this one looks like it's just made from pen, but I did do a sketch underneath this. This one was like trying out more dynamic poses. I think I did this one like without a reference, which I think you can see from the face. But okay. And then we have a random sketch of Amy. Yay. Oh, these were the sketches for the cover. Right, because I knew I wanted to do Jake, I just didn't know like what kind of pose. So yeah, but it ended up being this one. And then here I've covered up a bunch of stuff from like the marker drawing, and I was listening to Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, so I drew something kind of Five Nights at Freddy's 4 inspired, and this is all with cardboard. And then Posca pens, like a bunch of eyes. So yeah, this is like supposed to be the crying child. Yay. So yeah, I don't know why I used cardboard here. I think it was just easier than like filling it all in like here. Because my fine liners were running out. But yeah, this is a whole storyboard that I did for a mini comic, which I have like right here in the sketchbook. So I did a whole storyboard here. This is gonna be a long comic. It's 4 pages. No, that's not long. This is just one part. Oh well. I was just making like comments while working on it. It was finally done, all because of this one like moment at the end. I thought was funny, so I made a whole mini comic around it. This is actually like an extended scene, I guess. Like only the end reaction, the end part is actually in the story, technically. So the rest is all kind of extra or more to give context and not actually in the story, but yeah. A bunch of expressions of Spike. At this time I was very proud of all of these. And I mean, they still look alright. This one it looks pretty okay. And this one, but a lot of them is like the anatomy, proportions. This one's funny. But yeah, some I'm like, it's not that great. But I was trying. It's like 3 years ago, so I can excuse it. It's old art. So yeah, here's the mini comic. It's like 4 pages long. You can kind of look it over yourself. It's like on the markers. Read left to right. Very good that I put that there. And I did the first 2 pages in markers because I had put like extra marker paper on here so it wouldn't bleed. I'd be able to draw it on both sides. So yeah, she's on the market, and then she finds like this like cool knife, and he's like, oh, you have taste, it's a fire knife. So you can like click it on, and then it, you know, it's fire. Wow. And she's like, oh my god, yes, because of course, like the red hair, she has fire powers. All of the Denorians have, you can tell from their hair. I mean, same with Deceptions, to be honest. Kind of all of them. You can tell by the hair color what their magical power is. And then she's like showing it off to Alice, who is in the meantime looking at like a crystal stand. And then they're like, okay, yeah, we need some extra clothes for the trip. Alice is still looking at the crystals, and then Lisa's like, I'd leave the crystals. Because he's like obsessed with crystals and nature stuff, but especially crystals. So I just thought that was like a funny moment. But yeah, so I decided to draw this whole comic just because of this. But yeah, I'm doing the same right now with like a mini comic of the Omegaverse story, also all because of like one funny like line. For some reason, like the slightly funny moments give me the most motivation to suddenly make an actual comic. So Noah again, he lives in, this one takes place in America, and he does like a lot of free running and stuff, so I like to draw him on top of like buildings or ledges. So yeah, the story is called Smiley. I have a name for this one, which I like scrapped basically for now as a story, but I don't have a name for the other 2 stories I'm working on outside of Spellbound, because I'm very consistent. So yeah, this is me. I was kind of, you know, being insecure about arts and like why I'm even doing this, which is fair, because like, especially with social media and stuff, it can kind of get in your head, you know, when you're not really getting that much engagement, or not as much likes as you used to, or it's like not going anywhere. But I'm still going, and yeah, I think as long as you just keep going and keep posting regularly, you'll eventually get there. Like, a lot of it is tied to luck, so you can't really do much more than that, and just hope for the best. But I was having a moment. Okay, so I made a mermaid based off of a lanternfish, like the big fish with like the teeth and then like the little lantern thingy, because I thought that idea was cool, so I did. Right, oh god, I swear you're seeing like the whole page, but I'm trying to go drawing by drawing and then I'm just remembering stuff. Some YouTubers I've seen in like the sketchbook tours do birthday thingies for the characters, so they remember like the first date that they drew their character, and that's like their unofficial kind of birthday. So I did that for Spike once, but I never kept it up again because I forget every time. I think I do have them listed somewhere in my notes, but yeah, this is just a random girl. We have Micah again. This one's quite nice. It's J-Guy. I draw him a lot, another J-Guy. A lot of these were just like to fill in the page. Stickers. I had stickers, so I sometimes put stickers in here. This is me again with like a bunch of purple flowers. I drew this on like a separate piece of paper. I think, oh right, I put that piece. This is, I think, more like paper to paint on. So it's like watercolor-ish paper. You know, it's a lot thicker, to cover up the marker. So I drew myself with a bunch of flowers and of course purple, so this entire page became purple. I was doing that quite a lot, where like I was kind of color coding the pages. Like with the next one, you see this is like more blue. So yeah, this is a scene from the story with Aspen and Spike. Somewhere in like the beginning of it's like two POVs. So you have like the POV of Lisa looking for Spike, and then the POV of Spike like being where he is and trying to get out. So this is in like the very first chapter of Spike's POV where he meets Aspen. And then we have Amy in a cage because edgy. Another Amy, and then a random Joshua, and just a random like devil boy. Cause yeah, and another why can I not come up with the words? Another sticker. I keep thinking of like promotional sticker, but it's not that. It's like an encouragement sticker. I don't know. English is hard. So yeah, we have a bunch of background studies. All except for this one I used references for. So if you've seen like drawings that look like this or these pictures, I used a reference. They're not my ideas. This one's with Poscas. I'm very proud of this one still. I was trying to practice more with backgrounds, like in my goals. Yay! Like I said I would do, and also just practicing more with like dynamic poses, and this is, I think, supposed to be all this. But yeah, looks a bit wacky. Then we have more an orange page. Yay! We have Spike, just some random stuff. This is also from a reference, as well as this one. Yay, more post practice. So we have Lisa with a sword that looks very weird because of the the way that the paper curves here. Another Lisa. Yeah, my style has changed so much since then. It's so weird. But I do love the kind of chaotic filled you know, style that I have in this sketchbook. I still try to do that in like my newer sketchbook as well. Another Spike. His hair has changed a bit since then, but yeah, and I still love this style. I think this is closer to how I draw now. Wonder where that inspiration came from. Yay, we have a green page. I think this is just a random guy. Just wanted to draw something. Yeah, couldn't do it with markers because I have the other page. So yeah, we have crystals because Alice is looking over at the crystals. We have J-Guy. The pose is kind of okay, but like, yeah, it could be better. The face could be better. This, one of my friends suggested I draw one of my characters in the Shy Girl pose from TikTok. Yay. So I did Joshua because I think it fits them. And then we have Aspen. This one looks slightly more how he looks now, but also still very much not. Oh right, I was this is a mess. This page is a mess. We have random others here, and there's a bunch of marker stuff. I had found like a TikTok video where someone put their hair in a way that it looks like cat ears. I tried that, so I tried to draw myself with that, but it looks really weird. And then this one I was like, okay, I'm gonna put nothing on here because I wanted to make the halfway spread fully with Copics. This is the first time I'm doing like halfway there spreads, because Oliver Antics also does that. I think multiple other YouTubers do that, like who do stuff in their sketchbooks. But I never finished this one, as you can see. I don't know why I was trying to do like a whole foreshortening perspective thing. I mean technically it's like, oh, I'm holding on I'm holding on barely while doing like the sketchbook, because it was taking me so long. This is like at August 2021, and I had started this when like March, so it's like literally 5 months, like halfway in. And all the previous versions of this sketchbook I had finished within half a year or less, I believe. Maybe there was one that took me like a year. No, wait. This is the first one that took me like longer. This one took me 10 months. So all the other ones I had finished in like less than half a year. But I had only been drawing on one side of the sketchbook, so yeah. And that's gonna be the end of this part, since the recording ended up being incredibly long, and this video already is over 40 minutes long as I'm editing this. So we're gonna wrap it up here, and I'm gonna be making part 2 sometime in the future, probably not immediately, because I want to work on something else as well first before I finish up that. But that's gonna be the end of this. I hope you enjoyed. A lot of the art in this video is quite a bit older already than the stuff that I make right now, but I hope you still enjoyed, and thank you for watching my very first YouTube video. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments. Like and subscribe, you know, all the YouTube things. I might as well mention it. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.